Hello, this is Bishop Frank Stewart, and welcome to Sowing Seed into Men. The seed today is as follows. You have to listen carefully. True listening is activated among a leader when he genuinely tries to understand the reasoning behind a subordinate's philosophical position. And when a leader does this, it results in great dividends. And what I'm saying, I'll make it real simple to you. It's not that you're simple, or not that I need to, but just for the sake of communication. All of you that deal with children, and you have a child or a youngster you're dealing with, when you understand where that child is coming from, or why they think the way they think, it helps you to understand how to listen to them better. But if you don't know why they're saying what they're saying, you don't understand their philosophical position, it's more difficult to listen. And so I'm saying that if you met a person, whether you agreed with the person or not, and you understood the person's culture, or you understood the person's background, and they're talking to you, it's easier for you to listen to that person when you know their philosophical basis for saying what they're saying. Some people, let's say as an example, I know that there are certain countries, I won't even name them because I don't know who's listening to this, and in certain countries, a lady, a female, does not have the same position in terms of respect as the man. And so if you know of a country, of which I know several, and the female, because of their religion, their culture, does not have the same respectability. And so if this female is talking about an issue, and you know that this person is coming from a position culturally or religious-wise, because they're coming from this position not being respected in the same way because they're female, it helps you to respond to them with a greater understanding. It helps you to do that simply because you know their philosophical position. You know that they're not going to be respected as well, and it helps you to listen to them. As an example, we are in a conflict with Afghanistan, and the Islamic religion in Afghanistan for generations have not okayed and permitted women to get an education. They say they don't need an education. The man is the head of the household, so they make them stay home and just have babies and so forth. So if you're talking to a lady from Afghanistan and she says, well, I really don't need an education, and you may believe she needs an education, but if she said that I don't need an education, I believe that I can do what I need to do without any education, it's going to give you a better handle on listening to her because you understand her background. Where if a female in America would say, I don't need an education, it's not going to communicate to you the same way because you're saying, oh yeah, you need an education. You need to do what you can to better yourself and take care of yourself and your family, etc., etc., and it's available to you in America. And so if a woman says, I don't need an education in Afghanistan, and another woman said, I don't need an education in America, because of their philosophical background and their differences, it's going to cause you to listen differently, and it's going to cause you to respond differently to that person. So that's what we're saying. So as a man, as the leader of a family, or just a man, period, it helps you to get better leadership when you understand the difference of the philosophical position that a person is talking from, and it helps you to be able to be a better listener. I have to deal with this all the time because for 30 years I've been traveling to different countries and different places, and I have to realize that I can't communicate in the same way to certain cultures as I do in other cultures, and I have to listen differently in certain cultures than other cultures because of the philosophical differences in these cultures. And so that's the whole point of today's lesson. today's lesson is saying, if you're a man and you want to be respected as a leader, understand why that person is coming from where they're coming from, why they said what they said. You can't understand every detail of it, but if you have a better handle on their background or why they said what they said, it makes you to be a greater listener, therefore giving you greater dividends in communicating with that person. So keep this in mind, and all of you that have any comments or suggestions, write me or email me at frankstewart@zcfla.org. frankstewart@zcfla.org. You stay strong in the Lord and be the man that God has called you to be. Until next time, God bless all of you.